Britain's next generation of emergency service recruits, chosen from a pool of thousands. Rookies like Lawrence, sampling life as a special before committing to a full-time police career.
There aren't many jobs where you get to try out the job before you do it. Came down to just giving it a go before I sign my life away.
Maya's life wish is to be a paramedic. Now it's coming true.
It actually means that I might have a future. I've wanted this for so long and I finally feel that I've actually achieved something.
And new mountain rescuer Tom is a GP. He's putting his medical skills to the test in the toughest of environments.
I've spent a lot of time in the outdoors over the years, and I've always felt it would be nice to be able to give something back.
They've survived months of intensive training. Come on, let's move!
Child in the water, over.
They've been tested to their limits.
Spray! The birdie. I think. Don't panic and don't worry.
All to realise their dream careers.
That's all I want. I only want to help people.
Join them for their first time on the front line. In today's programme,
Stop swearing now.
a party,
Sorry, I'm putting your shit.
a fight,
If I ain't got any booze, because I know I've got a booze here.
and a guest who's outstayed his welcome.
I'm going.
You're under arrest, sunshine. Drunken disorderly.
Danger on the hard shoulder. Maya braves motorway traffic to find the cause of a driver's illness.
That car there, what's that from? What is that from?
And emergency at altitude.
See somebody just 200 metres.
Tom joins the rescue operation as an elderly walker is injured on the mountainside.
Ready, brace, lift.
Cheshire Police has more than 400 specials on its books. One of the newest recruits, 22-year-old Lawrence Towers. On his first shift, he arrested a man accused of assault. Now, he's preparing for his second. The night promises to be busy, but he has been trained for the task. Lawrence's police adventure began in summer 2013. The venue, Cheshire Police HQ. The course, a 20-day programme for new specials preparing for active duty.
When you strike, it's in and hold and then draw back.
Specials may be unpaid volunteers, but they have the same powers as regular officers. So they must be taught how to detain suspects who resist arrest.
When we put that top cuff on, it goes on. You feel the struggle, put your hand on top of the cuff. That can help you lock it in nice and tight. Then step round through the front and do your takedown. Get down, get down, get down! And they're on the floor.
There are 20,000 assaults on police officers every year. That's one every 27 minutes.
You've got to be safe. And also, not use too much force on the subject. It's a real balancing act all the time.
Lawrence quickly mastered the skills needed to control violent suspects. Without specialist equipment, and with it.
Limb restraints were introduced into the package to control somebody who's kicking off.
Velcro restraints to stop suspects kicking out, a part of standard kit.
You can't put these on too tight. The tighter you put them on, the better.
As are spit hoods, to give officers added protection.
You're a bit surprised that people are going to spit at them. You know, some people don't realise what potentially is going to happen to them when they join, but that's just one of the things that they're potentially going to face.
Lawrence passed the course and was assigned to a station in his hometown of Crewe.
It's a place with its own problems like anywhere, so... Sure, it might be quite strange. I hope I don't run into anyone I know, but... You never know.
2 months later, and the new recruit prepares for his first night shift. An exciting time for Lawrence, a tense time for his mum.
I worry about him, I worry about his ability to deal with people who are going to be very angry or very violent. Just what any mother would consider, I think, really.
Like all new specials, Lawrence has been assigned a constable tutor. PC Warren Davidson will monitor him during his 18 months probation. Early in the shift, they spot some men acting suspiciously. One's carrying a lawnmower, another a painting.
How come you're moving all this now?
I found this by bin.
Found it by the bin?
Yeah.
The reason why we're asking is because there's been lots of thefts from sheds.
Warren believes there's sufficient grounds for a stop and search.
Oh my God.
The rookie checks the police national computer to see if any of them have criminal records. Difficult, as their details are in Polish.
Which part's the name? Thank you very much. Whereabouts do you live in?
Warrington. Warrington.
Warrington. All right, what's your address?
Now they have an address. The officers know where to go should the goods be reported stolen.
PNC persons check, please. Received.
The search reveals nothing illegal, and there's no clear evidence the property is stolen. They can be on their way.
Good evening.
Take care.
Catch you in a bit.
Lawrence's training didn't cover lawnmowers being pushed down residential streets late at night.
You got to question it.
He even had a picture in his pocket.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Framed picture. I wasn't expecting that to be pulled out for some strange reason. Well, there you go.
The West Midlands has a population of 5.3 million. Being recruited to the paramedics team, which serves all those people, is no easy task, as one applicant is about to find out. At the latest recruitment day, there are over 100 hopefuls competing for just 47 paramedic jobs.
Are we allowed to tell them to put the pads on and to charge and shock, or should we physically be doing that?
We're testing your knowledge that you know that you've already got.
29-year-old Maya Black has set her heart on getting a precious post.
6 is adolescent, 7 is female, and 9 is large male.
She's dreamed of being a paramedic since she was 14, when she saw someone collapse in a shop.
I remember that overwhelming feeling that there's nothing I could do to help them, and knowing that there are skills out there that you could employ if you had the knowledge, but I didn't have the knowledge. It really, really bothered me.
Maya's raised 11-year-old Tyrese on her own, taking on a series of tough jobs caring for vulnerable adults to make ends meet. She sees this as a potentially life-changing opportunity.
15 years I've always wanted to get to this stage, and I'm finally here today, and it's literally I can walk in that room and I can say yes, your dreams come true, or I can say no, and then I'm back to square one again.
The assessments are about to begin. Clinical abilities,
What are the pupils presenting us?
ambulance driving skills,
Continue through and do the right-hand reverse.
physical strength, and medical knowledge, all put to the test.
Thank you very much.
The end of the day, the decisions have been made. Some candidates have been selected for the official training programme, some have not. Maya's about to find out her fate.
Have a seat, please, Maya. Congratulations, you have been successful today. No, absolutely fine. Louise will take you to...
Believe it.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm in absolute shock. I can't believe I've got through.
All that remains is a 6-week course where Maya must prove she's made of the right stuff to be a paramedic.
It actually means that I might have, as cheesy as it sounds, I might have a future. I've wanted this for so long, and I finally feel that I've actually achieved something.
Maya passed the course and her paramedic career's underway. Today she's on duty with colleague Mark Peplow. The West Midlands Ambulance Service receives around 3,999 calls every day. And the latest has just come in.
It's a male in his 20s on the motorway with chest pain and semi-conscious. That's all we've got so far.
The driver's stopped on the hard shoulder, right next to cars travelling at 70 miles per hour.
Quite a dangerous location, so Control are trying to contact the Highways Agency to see whether or not they'll be able to manage the scene for us.
Even though Maya is a rookie, she'll take the clinical lead with this patient. Mark will assist and observe.
Hello? What's your name, sorry? Can you come a little bit closer?
Her first task, getting the sick driver out of the car and away from the fast and dangerous traffic.
Quite painful.
The casualty, Sebastian, is Polish and doesn't speak English. Luckily, his friend can translate Maya's questions.
What's happened today?
We come back after work. We work on night shift there. And come back to home and I listen music and see my friend. And I stopped the car and car to hospital. Yeah.
Has he been sick? Sick?
Yeah.
Vomit? No vomit today.
Sebastian's been suffering severe stomach pains for several days. Maya needs to investigate the cause and come to a conclusion quickly. The ambulance is in a precarious position.
Your pain, is it here or here? Just here, okay.
As well as being in pain, Sebastian has high blood pressure. Maya might have found the cause.
That scar there, what's that from? What is that from?
His friend thinks Sebastian had gallbladder surgery the previous year. That could be significant.
It does seem there's a strong possibility that he's passing gallstones at the moment.
Passing gallstones can be very painful. Maya wants to give him morphine.
Sebastian, do you have any allergies that we know of? Does he have any allergies?
But because of the language barrier, she can't be sure his body will tolerate it.
I can't give morphine just because I don't know his history.
An allergic reaction to morphine could be life-threatening. So instead, Maya's going to give Sebastian paracetamol.
Small scratch.
She opts to administer it by needle. An intravenous dose works faster than paracetamol given in tablet form.
Let me know if you can feel it going up your arm, okay?
With pain relief in place, it's off to hospital.
How is your pain now?
It's better.
A lot better.
Thanks to Maya's treatment, the pain has eased and Sebastian's blood pressure has come down.
As long as my patients aren't in pain, I'm happy.
Now they've arrived at hospital. The cause of the patient's discomfort can be investigated thoroughly.
It was a lot of pain when we got there, and it wasn't when we got here, so we did the right thing. Yeah, he's happy, he's smiling, yeah.
Yep, job done.
That job may be done, but Maya's shift has only just started. In Cheshire, new police special Lawrence is responding to a call with his mentor, Warren.
We've got a shoplifter at the Asda crew. He's compliant at present, but don't quite know more than that right now.
Supermarket security is holding the suspect in a side room. He's 17 years old.
I'll get your details off you.
What's his name?
Staff claim they caught him stealing a bottle of liqueur and 2 cocktail mixer pouches. £25 worth of alcohol.
Did you say your address was in Chester?
If you P&C him first, mate, we'll check out how much history he's got.
The youth is highly apologetic, and the store staff don't want him to go to court. So Warren decides to take a lenient approach.
You received 876.
The lad's given a formal warning and taken to the train station. Warren radios control to let them know there'll be no arrest.
Mum's requested that he be put on the first train back.
It's Lawrence's first experience of restorative justice, which focuses on the needs of offenders as well as victims, and has been found to reduce repeat offending by 14%.
If he doesn't commit another offence in the next sort of year, then he'll be okay, really. He's just got to stay out of trouble. Hopefully he'll think twice before he's trying to steal again.
Warren rings the lad's mother. He's in for a hot reception when he gets home.
Hi, it's PC1 Davis. I'm quite sure he's not in for an easy night tonight, but I'll leave that one with you.
Away from Britain's towns and cities, another type of emergency worker gives up free time to help others. In the country's largest national park, GP Tom Gallagher is one of those volunteers. The Cockermouth Mountain Rescue Team convenes for a training weekend. As a doctor, Tom's used to working alone, but now he hopes to become part of a team that gets over 60 call-outs every year.
You need lots of clothing for a day like today.
When Tom and his wife Dee recently moved to the Lake District, it gave him a chance to put his climbing skills to good use.
I've spent a lot of time in the outdoors over the years, and I've always felt it would be nice to be able to give something back.
After applying to join Mountain Rescue, Tom signed up for a 12-month assessment programme, along with other potential recruits. Today's exercise tests their casualty rescue abilities in a treacherous location.
Standing up on a rather precarious, wet, greasy ledge, and we're just attached to a little piece of string here, so fingers crossed.
The instructors have asked the rookies to set up a rope system. It must be strong enough to lower a stretcher and team member down a rock face and then pull him back up.
Safety ready. Safety ready. Vectors ready. Vectors ready.
Okay, let's start over.
The team member is 80 feet up. His life is in their hands.
Martin, you need to move up. Need a vector.
Tom has been given a key role. The team leaders want to see how he copes with problems under pressure. And very quickly, one develops.
Whoa. Hang on a sec. So there's something not right there.
Should that other pulley be over rather than under on the blue?
Yeah.
Tom spotted a snagged rope and sorts it instantly.
Stop redirect. Low main safety.
The team can now lower their colleague down the rock face safely and pull him back up. A successful exercise for them and impressive work by Tom.
He came back up alive, I think, yeah.
So you're definitely okay to de-rig?
We're okay to de-rig.
Rookies are also closely observed on real-life call-outs, and it was on one of these that Tom really proved his value to the team. A month earlier, and Mountain Rescue received an alert at 6:30 in the evening.
Yeah, en route, 5 on board, scarf gap, lower leg injury.
An elderly holidaymaker had badly injured her ankle whilst walking in a valley.
See somebody just 200 metres
Doctor.
Tom was the only medic available to answer this emergency call-out.
As I was making my way up the valley, I had my radio on, and I suddenly became aware of the fact that all the teams were referring to Dr. Tom coming up the valley. It made me initially a bit nervous.
The casualty, 78-year-old Peggy Allen, was in a remote location.
I slipped and my ankle went right round underneath. Didn't hear anything break.
Okay.
It went right underneath me.
Peggy was in agony, unable to move, and night was drawing in. The team gave her gas and air while Tom assessed the injury. Elderly casualties can seem fine, but then quickly deteriorate.
It twisted a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt a slippy,
Yeah.
not a grating, not a broken bony stuff,
Okay.
but a slippy.
Which way did the foot go?
It went outwards.
Outwards.
Tom was convinced the ankle was badly fractured. Peggy could go into shock at any moment.
Okay, I think we'll get this splintered.
He immobilised her leg so she could be carried off the mountain without risking further injury.
I just felt I could just relax.
Okay, we're going to lift on lift.
And whatever was going to happen, they would take care of it.
Ready, brace, lift.
And they carried me down this mountain.
Soon Peggy was delivered to paramedics. When she reached hospital, an X-ray confirmed Tom's suspicions. She had fractured her ankle.
I was pleased that we managed to get her comfortable and get her down safely. And I was slightly pleased that I got the diagnosis right.
Tom had proved his worth and was on his way to becoming a fully fledged member of Mountain Rescue. Back in Birmingham, new paramedic Maya and her partner Mark are responding to a 999. For the caller, this one really is urgent.
Hello from the ambulance service.
Her name is Emily. She's 23 years old.
I've got really severe pain. It's just come on in the past hour.
Yeah.
It's lower abdomen. It's just going into my back and on my left hand side.
Yeah.
It's constant.
Emily's pulse is racing. She has a condition called endometriosis, a problem with cells around the womb that affects 2 million women in the UK.
I feel bleeding. It was about 11 o'clock. I went to the toilet.
And is it heavier than normal?
Yeah.
Do you suffer from things like ovarian cysts?
Yeah.
Have they said that you're prone to them?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a cyst rupture before?
Yeah.
Her blood pressure is dangerously high.
Close your eyes. That's it. Take some nice deep breaths. Do it with me. Take a deep one in. And out. So that's it. And in.
Oh, yeah.
Maya hopes gas and air will take the edge off Emily's pain and help bring her blood pressure down.
Ow. Sorry.
Just make sure. Open your mouth. That's it. Make sure you get it in. Nice deep breath.
The gas and air is ineffective. The pain is too intense. Maya decides to administer morphine, but inserting a cannula is difficult. Emily's veins are tiny.
The thing is, your veins aren't the best.
I know,
If you
I
move-
know.
Yeah, if you know they're not the best.
I'm very faithful. Always.
No talking, just keep taking that for us, okay?
Maya thinks she's found a viable vein, but it's going to be hard to hit. There's only one way to find out if she's been successful.
You're doing really, really well. What I need you to do is tell me if you think can you feel a nice cold sensation now? Yeah. Yeah?
It's good news. Maya hit the target first time.
Okay, this morphine going in now, sweet. Okay, just nice and relaxed for us.
The drug rapidly takes effect.
Okay.
With her pain under control, Emily can be taken to hospital.
Couple of bumps, all right.
It's not just Emily who's relieved Maya hit the vein first time.
I'm a lot happier. She smiled at me, so I'm loads happier. Yeah, we sat having a chat, so yeah.
No, paramedics are nice. I thought there was something you get like, they just don't talk to you and stuff.
They never had that problem with me. If anything, you probably think, shut up.
When they reach A&E, Emily's whisked in for further investigations. The paramedics' work is done.
When you get the cannula into position, you do get an immediate sense of relief, especially if it's a time-critical patient.
Obviously, you can see the patient's miles more comfortable than what she was.
You know, you're only a few seconds away from getting the drugs in that the patient needs.
At least she came off the back of the truck smiling, which is a good thing.
Maya may have waited 15 years to achieve her dream of becoming a paramedic, but her career is off to a flying start.
She did say if she did an ambulance crew again, she only wanted us two to go.
Yeah, she did
which I
actually
think
say
is a
that,
plus.
yeah. The dream team.
Gotta be done. Gotta be done.
Back in Crewe, the night's ending with a bang for new police special Lawrence. He and his mentor Warren are answering another 999.
It's a domestic incident, male at the property's been kicking off. inside the house and outside as well.
The violence has erupted at a family party. Police control has dispatched several units.
19788.
The man accused of starting the fight is now on the street.
Sorry, I'm from Yorkshire.
We'll out from where?
People sleep in the street.
A disturbance like this is a new experience for Lawrence, a fact that isn't lost on the suspect.
So we don't look exactly odd, do you, really?
Forget that. Why have we been called to this address?
Why?
Because everyone said that you've been kicking off, causing a scene.
I'm 25 years of age in February.
Yeah?
I've had 3 cans, which is no more than £3.5.
Okay.
Now, I don't see no one writing it, so no one's taking evidence. Now, I want either my solicitor here or someone taking evidence.
For what?
For everything I say.
We're speaking to you because we've been called to the address.
For what reason?
Well, because you've been kicking off.
The man claims he was the victim in the fight and didn't start it in the first place.
I know I've got a bruise here.
I can't see any bruise.
Well, that's what I can feel. I've got a tooth loose. My nose is loose.
You don't have to shout as much.
I'm having a go because it's good.
Stop swearing now.
Stop it.
All right, otherwise you will be locked up for drunk and disorderly before you even start. I'm not standing on a street corner with you while you're swearing. There's other people in bed. So tone your voice down and talk to me civilly.
One of the other officers has been inside to talk to the partygoers. It's bad news for the suspect.
From what they're saying in there, okay, you've been squaring up to your sister.
Squaring up to my sister?
Yeah. And the person whose house it is has been trying to remove you from the address.
That's a lie.
What we need you to do, we need to make yourself
I'm going home.
sparse.
Yeah, he's got into an altercation with his sister, and
Just listen to the officer, please.
they're all originally from Yorkshire.
His family want him to leave the neighbourhood,
That's not going on.
Can I ask my girlfriend, please?
but he refuses to go quietly.
I'm going. Idiot.
You're under arrest, sunshine. Drunk and disorderly.
Well, don't force me to rob my chest.
Right, let go.
Please, don't harm my chest. I've got an arc and this shit.
You're under arrest. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Do your mental in question. Something which you'll later rely in court.
Remembering his training, Lawrence helped secure the man so he can be handcuffed.
You'll be alright, you can stand up now.
Just leave me chest up, leave me shirt up.
There you are.
Please leave me shirt up.
I don't want to, mate. I believe you. You told me you got a heart condition. I believe you,
Lift
alright?
it down to the top. No, lift it down to the top.
I'm not lifting anything anyway.
Because I've got an
You're
heart
alright, mate.
condition.
You're alright.
With the man now cuffed, the officers can search his pockets. Inside, a bag of drugs.
You've got cannabis in your hand. I know you have, so I'll admit that to now.
His next stop, the custody suite.
You are a bit extreme with the police force, I must admit.
He got arrested for drunk and disorderly, and oh yeah, and also a lovely bit of weed. He'll be famous for that. That's the money shot, that one.
When they reach their destination, the cells are full, so the man's kept in a holding bay. The rookie works hard to keep the volatile suspect calm.
Lawrence has done a good job of just keeping him sort of entertained, so to speak, and just taking his mind off what's happened and just asking him loads of other things, so distracting him in a way.
The police often take into account whether a suspect is compliant. The shoplifter earlier tonight was. This man was not. That's why he's here.
So many chances to leave, to stop swearing, everything. He just didn't take any of them, so he's got a fair old bit of lip, this boy. I had to put in the final word, which got him banged up.
Lawrence's busy shift finally draws to a close. Mayor's patient Sebastian has fully recovered from his stomach problems and is back at work. Peggy's ankle has mended. She's already planning her next trip to the lakes. The man Lawrence helped arrest pleaded guilty to drunk and disorderly and possession of cannabis. He received a 12-month conditional discharge and his drugs were destroyed. And Emily will soon be having an operation on her wound condition. Hopefully that will cure her problem for good. Next time, on patrol.
Someone's in trouble, basically.
And under attack. Police Special Sarah puts her own safety on the line when her colleague's pinned to the ground. No time to waste. Ben rushes to a patient whose heart hits 160 beats a minute.
You've got cold hands.
You know what they say, cold hands, warm heart.
And crashed.
Brendan, just go to the casualty.
And trapped. The driver whose life depends on fire recruit Brendan.
Cut in!